You are looking at iconic images of American power and heritage.
The White House, not simply a residence,
but a symbol of the presidency of the United States itself. And now it has entered a new chapter, one that is stirring uproar, raising questions about preservation, transparency, and the nature of political power. The East Wing of the White House, built more than a century ago, added onto during the mid-20th century, is being torn down. Bulldozers have moved in. A new ballroom the size of a small hotel, financed by private donors, is being planned in its place. The administration says it is modernization. Critics call it overreach. Let's walk through what is happening, why it matters, and what it means for the broader picture of U.S. politics and national symbolism. First, what is happening? On or about October 20th, 2025, demolition crews began dismantling large portions of the East Wing of the White House to make way for a new, proposed roughly 90,000 square foot ballroom. The East Wing had long housed the First Lady's offices, staff, and some visitor tour space, with origins dating to 1902 and expanded in 1942. The project is being presented by the Trump administration as privately funded, at minimal or no cost to U.S. taxpayers, a selling point emphasized repeatedly. Yet there is simultaneous concern over process, oversight, historic preservation, architectural integrity, and who really stands to gain. In July, the administration announced the ballroom idea, stating the expanded space would not interfere with the existing White House structure. It won't interfere with the current building. It'll be near it but not touching it, and pays total respect to the existing building, which I'm the biggest fan of, the president said. But the images emerging in October show heavy demolition of the East Wing, portions of the facade ripped out, construction equipment on site. The scale has grown. Originally, the ballroom was touted for 150 people capacity and cost around $200 million. Now those numbers have increased up to 999 people, and cost estimates shifting toward $250 to $300 million. Oversight? That's part of the controversy. The National Capital Planning Commission, NCPC, is the federal body that reviews major building alterations in the Washington, D.C. area, but its chair, Will Scharf, also a White House staffer, stated that demolition or site preparation work is not under the Commission's jurisdiction, only the vertical build phase is. Preservationists warn that bypassing the public review process threatens the historic character of the building and breaks precedent. Critics say that the new ballroom will overwhelm the classical design of the White House, that demolishing the East Wing disrupts the carefully balanced architecture of one central residence, flanked by two smaller wings. The National Trust for Historic Preservation wrote that the proposed structure is too large, out of scale, and that public review should be paused until proper process is followed. From one perspective, it looks like a bypass of institutional checks in favor of executive ambition. Consider the optics. While the federal government is facing budget constraints, possibly a shutdown, and many public projects stalled, here is a major renovation moving forward. Privately funded but situated on public land. The White House is home to every American president. When it is altered dramatically, the question arises, whose White House is it? The people's or the occupants'? The president and his representatives argue modernization is overdue. The current event space, the East Room of the residence, can hold only about 200 people and is insufficient for modern state visits, large gatherings. They say this new ballroom fills a needed gap. The notion progress, growth making the nation's flagship, residence fit for 21st century, diplomacy and glamour. But let's drill deeper into the tensions. 1. Transparency and funding. The administration claims the ballroom is financed by many generous patriots and great American companies, not by taxpayer dollars. Yet questions arise. Will donors gain access? Influence? Are there bidding processes? Oversight? Conflict of interest concerns? The fact that the White House has yet to publish full contributor lists and that heavy construction is underway while oversight bodies remain. Distant raises eyebrows. But let's drill deeper into the tensions. 1. Transparency and funding. The administration claims the ballroom is financed by many generous patriots and great American companies, not by taxpayer dollars. Yet questions arise. Will donors gain access? Influence? Are there bidding processes? Oversight? Conflict of interest concerns? The fact that the White House has yet to publish full contributor lists, and that heavy construction, is underway while oversight bodies remain. Distant raises eyebrows. 2. Legal and procedural norms. Historic preservation laws and federal architecture review systems exist to ensure that major changes respect the character of public buildings, allow public input, scrutiny, and guard against arbitrary redesign. Critics argue the demolition began without full review, that the NCPC's role is being reinterpreted to permit moving ahead before oversight. 3. Symbolism and precedent. If the East Wing and part of the White House complex can be demolished and reinvented with minimal external checks, what does that mean for future expansions, alterations? Does it tilt power further toward the occupant president and away from institutional guardrails? To one side, supporters say this is just evolution. Each generation alters its monuments. Presidents have renovated the White House many times. This is continuation. From this view, the project is not about vanity, but about making the national home of the presidency more functional. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt dismissed much of the criticism as fake outrage and reaffirmed the intent to modernize. To the other side, it is about imprinting personal style. Critics note echoes of the president's other properties: grandiosity, luxury accents, scale beyond reason for a public building. From a geopolitical and global image perspective, the stakes are not purely domestic. The White House is visible around the world when foreign dignitaries arrive, when global media cover major summits, when the U.S. projects power, heritage, authority. If the building shifts in tone from understated neoclassical restraint to oversized opulence, what message does it send about American values? About the role of the presidency in the world? Architecture in Washington is not just aesthetic. It is a statement of national identity. That means the decision to demolish the East Wing and build a vast new ballroom will ripple into questions about how America presents itself on the world stage. Transparent institution or personal empire? Renovation or self-glorification? Even the timing underscores this. Major construction amid a federal shutdown, amid debates over budget and when public institutions are under strain. It invites questions of priorities, of what is deemed urgent, of how power is exercised. This is not only a technical story about bricks and cranes. It is a story of democracy, of symbolism, of power architecture.